Welcome to Fireside Giants. My name is Alex and my co-host Anthony Rivardo. Today we're talking Evan Engram, basically going to the gulag, the torture chamber. This is really a difficult video to record because we spent a couple hours taking apart all of the terrible mistakes Evan Engram had from this past season. And let me tell you, there's a lot of them. There's about 13 minutes of film, and we're not going to really be doing a film breakdown. We're really just going to be doing reactionary stuff to these videos because I don't even want to go through actual breaking down this film because Jason Garrett makes me want to just jump off the George Washington Bridge and fly away. So that's the down part of the film. The second part is that Evan Engram is responsible for multiple turnovers this year, a number of interceptions. Of course, he has the fumble. We're going to see all of it. We're going to react to it. We're going to basically walk away from this depressed on a Friday night. I'm going to need to drink extra tonight to get rid of my bad emotions. So yeah, Busch Lights for Anthony. You know how it is. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be looking through this film. But my joke of the day isn't much of a joke. It's really just Evan Engram's Pro Bowl. I thought that was a suitable a joke for today's video. Anthony's laughing for the first time. That was a good one. I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. You know, Anthony's a tough crowd, but you guys seem to like my jokes, so I'm going to keep doing them. But Evan Engram's Pro Bowl is the joke of the day, and we're going to be going through his videos. And I can tell you right now, they are very, very sad to watch. But Anthony, my friend, how are you doing? How's your Friday going? And you have a good weekend ahead of you?
I think I have a good weekend ahead of me, man. First weekend back at college is always, every semester, that's a good weekend. So I'm excited. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. Of course, now you're forcing me to sit down and watch Evan Engram for a little while. So I'll get a little bit depressed, but it's okay because I'll do that. And then I'll go watch WandaVision and hopefully be happier and then start my weekend and start having a good time before I get absolutely wrecked by school next week and have to buy like $1,000 worth of textbooks and then get depressed again. But we'll be fine for now.
Yeah, I mean, you just get a head start on the depression. That's how it is when you're watching Evan Engram play football. So we'll get right into it, guys. I hope you guys are prepared for the weekend, having a good one, staying healthy and safe. And as always, we really appreciate all of your support. The YouTube channel is growing exponentially. The new graphics, everything we've been doing are all for you guys. So hopefully you're enjoying it and love the comments. We've been getting a ton of comments interaction. So really, really appreciate all of it. So, guys, we're starting off first week. Didn't take long for us to get some Evan Engram clips. Anthony was texting me before this that he was finding too many. It took him too long to go through the first half of the season. I covered the second half. There wasn't as many, but there was still a bunch, and they showed up in big, big moments. We're starting here against the Steelers week 1, and it shows up pretty damn quickly. And I'll have to say it's not exactly how you want him to start this season.
I think this is a drop, which he had 11 on the season, according to Pro Football Reference. If you didn't know, that's a lot of drops. He made drops very often this season.
This is awful. Why did we do this? Why did we do this to ourselves?
I don't know.
We do it for the fans. You guys,
man.
I hope you guys realize that we literally are putting ourselves through hell for you. So,
oh yes.
This is so bad, man. This is so bad.
Hey, man, I like this throw. Daniel Jones, good throw. Right at the sticks. Would have been a first down. And then he's out here looking like my roommate when we're out throwing the football in the backyard. He just can't do it. He can't catch the ball.
I remember seeing that and saying, oh, it's just one. It's just one. Not a big deal. 6 freaking interceptions later because of him. Oh, God.
Yeah. This isn't the first. This isn't the only drop that he had in this game, I don't think. This game in particular is probably the worst of Evan Engram's career. This game was disgusting.
It's hard to say because there's a bunch of games where it's really bad.
Yeah,
there's one interception he has later on. Oh, God, shiver me timbers.
Oh, my God. Shut up, Alex. Do not say shiver me timbers, bro. Dude, this formation was so weird. This is like the most creative thing that Jason Garrett ever did this season. And then look, he actually schemes Evan Engram wide open, and Evan Engram just doesn't get to the right spot.
Stops.
Yeah,
but this is like, we just did a Devonta Smith breakdown with Chris on the Entertain Us channel. And one thing I love about Devonta Smith is that he actually has the awareness to get into the right places and see the gaps. And he's such an intelligent player. You watch Evan Engram play and look at what he does here. He doesn't do anything. He just detaches from this block and nothing happens. He doesn't move. He doesn't get into space. He stays close to the defender. He doesn't give Daniel Jones an open window. It just doesn't seem like he has the awareness. Like, just detach, like, go get into the flats, run across, give your guy an opportunity. Pissing
Yeah, I
me off.
agree. I mean, he just didn't get to the right spot. There, you know.
Ugh,
That's Engram.
that's Engram.
He's a frustrating player to watch. Okay, this is the interception by TJ Watt, and I'm just gonna break this down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll
go
do a
ahead.
little quick analysis on the second angle. This is fine. We'll just,
All right.
this is the TJ Watt pick, and this would have been intercepted either way is the argument that I'm going to make, right? Because this is a hell of a
Mhm.
play by TJ Watt, and you can't really blame this on Daniel Jones. He just threw the ball to Evan Engram here. But if you watch Evan Engram's route, you'll notice he doesn't really run a good route because watch how this safety undercuts it. It would have been an interception probably either way because the way that Engram runs this route, when he cuts to the outside, he starts drifting upfield, and you have to start drifting downfield so you can come back to the football and not allow that safety to undercut this route. But he undercuts it anyway because Evan Engram doesn't even run a good route. So this likely would have been an interception even if TJ Watt wasn't just, a baller.
Yeah.
But
I'm starting to realize one major thing. Evan Engram is a superb athlete and just a bad football player. You know what I mean?
yeah, he's a great
Like
athlete. He's very
that's it.
athletic and
He
fast.
grades in the highest
Dumb.
percentile in all of the athletic traits, speed, jumping, just the tangible traits. But he's just not a good football player. Like he has bad awareness, bad route running, bad fundamentals. He's a lackluster blocker. He can't catch the freaking ball. It's a disaster. Like there's only so much. Like athleticism has done him a lot. It's gotten him this far, but it's proven that athleticism isn't the end all be all of being a football player. Like you need to have the fundamentals and the actual mental attributes to be a good football player. You have to be a well-rounded athlete. That's the problem.
Yes, that's the goal. Be a well-rounded football
That
player.
is the goal. All right. Let's see. He's on the in line again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This one's funny because I think this is such an amazing catch, and this is the
it
athleticism
is.
portion. This is a hell of a catch, but it's offensive pass interference. And that's just like, even when you do
The
something
slap in the
good, you do
face.
something bad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even when you look impressive, you're not.
I,
And
I
it's
actually
like,
included a clip down the line similar, and it's like,
yeah.
man, like why do you make that? Why do you make this one, but it's out of bounds? And it's just
Yeah,
annoying.
like this is a ticky tack call in my opinion. I honestly don't
Mhm.
really agree with it completely. I think that this is just a great catch. I like the seam route. And I don't know. He does push off, but it didn't seem like enough to throw the dirty laundry on the field. But I digress. It's just kind of like the story of Evan Engram this season. It's like we see the flashes of potential, but then we see he just can't actually smooth it out and keep playing good, consistent football. He always has to do something that just takes away from the good stuff that he does. It's really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, we see it all the time. It's really annoying. It's like 1 second he makes a great play and then he'll cause a turnover the next play. It's just the polarizing nature of his game is what pisses me off. Like if he could just be consistent, he could be a Pro Bowl level player, though. He actually would be up there and one of our best playmakers. And I just don't trust him anymore. Like I have lost trust. And when that happens, we've given him 4 years and he's regressed in terms of being able to catch the football, which is mind blowing to me. I just don't get it. And when he slips on this route, doesn't he, or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I like how he just like slowly falls and like sits down in the middle of the field and then interception. Ah man, see again, it's like I can't, it's so hard to just like rag on him for this. Like he slipped. That's not his fault, but like he's
That's an
just such a
interception
turnover
directly correlated,
machine,
though.
though. I know he's such a
That's an
turnover
interception.
machine.
There's the first one, though. Let's count these out. Whenever we see an interception that is his fault, let's count it out. That's the first one, right? That's the first interception that was like, okay, that is
That's
Evan
the
Ingram's
first one
fault.
that was his fault, but this is the second one that was intended for him, and this is only 2 weeks in.
Right. Okay, so we'll record those in two different categories. It's the first one that was his fault. The second one that was intended for him.
Yes.
Oh, look at what are you doing, man? He's on the ground. He's on the ground. Come on, man. I'm not body surfing here. Damn. Okay. 49ers. This is a terrible route.
Well, this is another one that was intended for him, and I don't know. Do you want to call this his fault? What do you think? I think this is Daniel
Let's
Jones's
see.
fault. I don't know why Daniel
I
Jones threw
mean,
this pass.
he
Well,
runs this route so
yeah,
poorly. I'd
yeah.
say
Let me see it
it's
again.
about
Run it back.
I'd
Run
say
it
it's
back.
about 65% Daniel Jones's fault.
65.
But this route is absolutely garbage.
I like how you threw the.
Like he turns upfield, like come back to the ball. You watch Sterling Shepard run these out routes really, and he comes back to the ball and really gives his quarterback a chance.
I'm gonna put this one on Jones, dude. I'm gonna put this on Jones.
Yeah, that's what
Fred
I was
Warner,
thinking more.
or you could just give all the credit in the world to Fred Warner. You know,
It's a
he's
hell of
like
a
one
play.
of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL, like in recent.
Oh yeah,
Fred Warner.
I mean it's a hell of a play.
Wasn't Fred Warner picked like one
Fourth
pick
round or
after the
something.
Giants picked or something? Like the Giants took like BJ Hill, and then like 3 picks later it was Fred Warner. Or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
There's something weird like that, which is just always got to prioritize interior defensive linemen.
He read this play to perfection. I mean, this is a Fred Warner. This is the second one intended for Evan Engram. I don't blame this on him. It could have been a little bit of route, but I just think Fred Warner knew what was coming, so it was easy play for him to make.
I put that on Daniel Jones. I don't think that ball should have been thrown.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I'm happy we're on the same page, Alex.
It doesn't always go that way.
Not always. Sometimes, but not always.
Yeah. Oh. God, not this one. Ah. I thought I would escape this without actually like having to like hold myself from jumping out the window. This is so annoying. You are, I mean, on the 10th floor. So listen.
That's a far drop.
It is a far drop. But this is nobody. I mean, if Evan Engram was at the bottom of the 10th floor, wouldn't even catch me. Unbelievable. Look, he's a Pro Bowl tight end. And he can't catch this. But meanwhile, you're going to see later, I include a clip. He makes an insane one-handed catch. But from 2 yards away, right in his breadbasket, he drops it. He runs past it. Like I get the throw could have been better. It could have been better execution. But you are literally a pass-catching tight end, and you look like you don't know how to catch a football.
Yeah, here's the thing. When we're doing our placing of blame, this one I do say is like an even 50-50 split because it's right there. He should catch that, but it's just not a good toss.
I think it's 70% Evan Engram, 30% DJ. You catch that ball, dude. He has 2 hands on it. It's not even like he only has 1 hand on it. 2 hands hit that football. When you are a Pro Bowl pass-catching tight end, if that ball hits your hands,
he's not a Pro Bowl pass-catching tight end. He made the Pro Bowl, but he's not a Pro Bowl tight end. We all know this.
But look at this. Look at this. He doesn't even try to catch it though. Like he has 2 hands ready to clamp, and he doesn't even try to use his second hand.
Here's why I say 50-50. When you're running one way and all of your momentum is going that way, the ball needs to be here so you can catch it in stride. When it's here, you have to reach back, so you have to start leaning backwards while running one way. It's a difficult catch. He should catch it, absolutely, but it's just not a good pitch.
Dude.
So I give it a 50-50, man.
I don't think that's 50-50. Look at you guys, please comment what you think this is. What percentage
how much blame do you put on Jones?
But from this angle right here, it's a little high. I'll try and stop it at the right moment, but it's a little high. But right there, that's a catchable ball. He's just not looking at the ball. He's looking at the defender on the edge. You know what I mean? Like that ball, his eyes.
I know what you mean.
And like right there, look, look, it's a little bit behind him, yes. But I just don't think he ever is even trying to catch that ball. Like I just think it was obviously a miscommunication in terms of the toss. But I think this is more Engram's fault. Like you are known, like this is what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to catch a freaking football. We see him make one-handed catches later on in the video, and we saw a couple times this season and last season. But then like when it's 2 freaking yards in front of you, it doesn't happen. You know, that's where I get kind of pissed off. And it's a turnover. That's a huge momentum shifter.
Yeah, well, that's Evan Engram, dude. When the other team needs a big play, get the ball to Evan Engram. Absolutely. He's got to be, dude.
Get the ball to Evan Engram.
Okay, so this one on Game Pass said was intended for Engram. It's absolutely not. We could totally just skip over this. Engram does try and fight for it at the end, but this was not intended for Engram. Game Pass just doesn't know anything. Game Pass is stupid.
Stupid. Bad. That was such a
Yeah.
bad decision by DJ.
I also want to quickly point out that you and I have had a lot of disagreements in this video so far, and I hope that it continues because we're about to get in a real like Royal Rumble on the Fireside Giants YouTube channel. It's gonna be fun.
Royal Rumble.
About to be out here
Thing.
throwing hands at Alex in the parking lot of MetLife Stadium. Come
Get
catch me at MetLife, Alex.
ready to rumble. I think I'm gonna have to do that before we start. All right.
I'll give you some credit though. Your jokes have been pretty decent today.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is another one that's intended for Evan Engram. Again, we're going to have the we're gonna have to have the discussion about.
I'm leaving.
We're gonna have to have a discussion about how much blame you place on Daniel Jones because I feel like you're not gonna place any, but I'm definitely placing some on Daniel Jones here.
It was a little bit of a tough throw, but again,
that's not what I'm gonna place on him. This is because I actually didn't release this video because I didn't get it out in time, and it was but whatever. But I started to make a video about this. I'm not worried about the throw being bad. Like he beams it in there, the ball is completely catchable. My problem is that Daniel Jones totally misread this coverage pre-snap, and this ball should have never been thrown in the first place. Daniel Jones thought that they were blitzing, and then these linebackers that were bluffing their blitz dropped back into coverage and were exactly where. Right. So you see that one, if you could circle him, that linebacker that's closest to Evan Engram right now. Yes, him. He would be, say, right in Daniel Jones's face right now. And then the other linebacker that's next to that guy, if you could circle him, he would also be. No, you circled him right. Yes. Yeah. So those two linebackers, Daniel Jones thought that they were going to blitz. And had they blitzed, if you pause it again where you had it. So had they blitzed, those two guys are nowhere to be found in the middle of the field. So then the trips on the left side are all basically lead blockers for Evan Engram. And this is basically just a screen. He just has to outrun the cornerback that's guarding him. And then he has like a huge gain down the left sideline. He's just got to run across the formation. But then those two linebackers are there. They drop back in the coverage because it was a disguise.
This was a one-read throw, though. This was a one-read throw. This should have been audibled, but at the same time, if he catches this, he just goes down. There's nothing. You get a yard, 2 yard gain, whatever. But he just does not. Again, this is the point of the video. He doesn't catch the freaking football. It bounces off. You're going to see one a little bit later. It's coming up. And
he should have caught this. He should have caught this. It should not have been an
interception. He knows it's coming to him. He knows it's coming to him. So it's not like he's like, oh crap, the ball's there. It's like, no, I know pre-snap this ball is coming to me. I have to really catch it. Bam.
What happened is he didn't know that linebacker was going to be there is the problem. The linebacker wasn't supposed to be there. So when he sees the linebacker there, he's starting to look at that, and then he's caught off guard like, oh, this ball is not coming to me. This linebacker's here. The coverage is completely different from what we thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, the ball's here anyway, and then it just flies through his hands.
But that tells me that Evan Engram is not a fearless player. He's scared of getting hit. Because there are players that are
an alligator arm. This is an alligator arm play.
Yes.
But also, to be fair in our analysis, partial blame goes to Daniel Jones on this play. He misread the coverage, and this ball shouldn't have been thrown.
That's fair. Nice play by the defender, though. Screw the Eagles, but nice play by him.
Do not compliment that piece of trash team. Do not ever do that.
Sorry, I'll take it back
again, Alex.
Rewind. Never said it.
Yeah. Dude, we are going to have a fist fight, bro. I swear.
A fist fight.
It's going to be a brawl. Everybody's going to think they're at the Lincoln and they're with some trashy Philly fans. But no, it's just Alex and Anthony from Fireside Giants having a fist fight in MetLife Stadium parking lot.
Honestly, it would be pretty entertaining. Okay, so this is a video that I'm going to show my grandchildren one day and be like, this was World War III for me.
This is one of the most depressing moments that I've ever had to deal with this season as a Giants fan. Like, this was heartbreaking. This was the most depressed moment I've experienced. Had he made this catch, we're in the playoffs.
I was a youngin'.
Had he made this catch, we made the playoffs.
This catch, of course, you're going to ask the coaches, and they're going to be like, oh, it's not just one catch. It's a culmination. We have to play better. We have to do this. The team lost. But the reality is this ball right here was perfectly placed. It hits his hands, That is the playoffs slipping through his fingers right now. We just didn't
Absolutely.
know it yet. We just didn't know it yet.
Yep.
You catch that ball, you Pro Bowler. That's my new curse word for him. You Pro Bowler. Oh God, Daniel, you couldn't have given him more of a gift. That was an Easter basket
Yeah,
full
it
of
was a
candy.
perfect throw, and you know what? It was schemed together really well. This was cover one. I think it was cover one robber. I don't remember because I did the breakdown, but it was a while ago. So this is cover one robber, and then so this is single coverage. All he has to do is win on the outside. He does. He gets wide open, and it's a perfect throw.
Wide open.
All he has to do is just make the catch, win the game. He drops it.
We complain about
That's Evan
we complain
Engram.
about yards. We complain about yards of separation. It doesn't freaking matter if you guys can't catch it. That's the
That's
reality.
also true. That's a good point because he had plenty of yards of separation there. He was definitely open.
Just ridiculous.
All right, I remember him playing actually pretty decently in this Tampa Bay game, but clearly he must have had at least one bad play if this is in here. So we'll see. Oh yeah, he dropped that. I thought he should have caught that.
Oh yeah, he dropped that one.
Yeah, it looks like he catches it from the first angle, but no, he doesn't. It's like it hits him right in the hands and then he drops it. Like
This happens multiple times. He
gets
doesn't break
hit.
the ball in fast enough.
Yeah, he gets hit and like it's a really good play by Levante David. Like that man just bolts over. Yeah, look at that reaction time. Well,
Yeah,
the ball
that's a
hits
good
him
play.
in the hands.
That's a good
The ball hits him in the hands.
Hits him in the
Yeah,
hands. It's a hell of a defensive play, though.
yeah. Hey man, those linebackers over in Tampa Bay are legit.
They're legit, man. They're amazing. I mean that break speed for David. I mean that's elite. You know that's just ridiculous.
Can't teach
So
them.
I'm putting that more on just a great defensive play than Evan Engram, but still, if it hits you in the hands, most times you should catch it. This is a play that's going to make you cringe and just leave the room. This play here single handedly pissed me off. The other one depressed me the most. This pissed me off the most.
Man's angry right now. Oh my god, I can't believe that, man.
The guy became a
Dropped
juggling
that
master.
pass 3 times. Juggling master.
The guy.
Dude, Alex, again, you made me laugh, dude. You're on fire today, bro.
I know.
The
Look at this. What are you doing, man? The freaking circus act over here. What the hell?
No, I just like
it's a good throw right at his head. It's a good throw.
Pass like 3 times. It's like catch, nope, drop.
They should count this as 3 different drops. Right here, that's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. You got to be kidding me, man. You're like, we beg Jason Garrett all season long to use him on drag routes, and then he does shit like this, and I'm like, bro, like, please, like, just catch the ball, man. Like, are you really going to make us spend an 11th pick on Kyle Pitts? Are you really going to make us do that because you can't catch? Like, it's just, it's angering. It's freaking angering.
I don't know. It's like Evan Engram, too. We've said it. He's talented, and, but he can't get out of his own way. It's so frustrating because he gets open, he makes a good play like this, and then drops it and squanders the play. Like, he's a talented player. He just can't get out of his own way, and it's so frustrating.
If you take away those interceptions and drops, if you take them away entirely, let's say you have Kyle Pitts there who doesn't drop the football like that, you are making the playoffs and you probably have 9 wins. That is how influential those interceptions and those drops were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference between winning and losing. He is the difference. Like, and I don't even think, like, he probably contributed towards some of our wins, but he lost more games for us than he got us wins. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, he absolutely contributed to the Bengals win. He had probably the best game receiving of his career against.
But it was the Bengals. Like, they should have beat the Bengals anyway. They didn't have freaking Joe Burrow.
But still, he played a great game. So we got to give him credit.
That was the only game that I was going through the film of that game, and I was like, wow, like, this is the first game that I didn't have to pick anything from.
He had 129 yards in that game, but that was his season high by a wide margin. His second was 65 yards against Baltimore, which was tied with week 2. He had 65 yards against Chicago. Like, he just, we had high expectations for Evan Engram. Maybe we put the bar a little too high because we thought that he was going to be a tight end that could hit 100 yards,
every game.
Relatively easy. Not every game. He's a tight end, but maybe he could have averaged 80 yards per game. I don't know. I
look
thought,
at this. This is a good seam route. Like, he just drops it, man. Like why is he jumping right there? Why is he jumping at the point of attack? We've hit on this multiple times. You'll see from this angle. Look how open he is. He's right here. Look how freaking open he is. There's nobody within 5 yards of him. And why does he have to jump right there to get that? He completely disrupts himself because think about it. If he just sits down, collects this ball, but he jumps toward the ball, which puts unnecessary velocity for the ball. You know what I mean? He's thrusting himself toward the ball when the ball is coming toward him. So you're literally making it harder to catch it.
Well, you're supposed to come back to the ball, of course, and he does that. But you're not supposed to leave your feet. You're not supposed to leave your feet. You can't leave your feet.
What is this? He jumps toward it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. You don't do that. That is. If you've ever caught anything in your life, you don't jump at the ball when it's zipping. And these guys are throwing hard. You know, they're not throwing like little rainbow passes.
Anytime's got a gun on his shoulder, dude. It's a bullet.
That's a play you have to make, man. You can't drop that. That's a drive killer.
I agree. Listen, it's just interesting because Evan Engram, you know, we thought he was going to have a big breakout season, and he had, he had his lowest yards per game total or average of his career so far. You know, he had 58.4 last year. He played really well. I thought he was really good last year, and I thought that he could have gotten even better. There was still room for improvement after last season. You know, he had some drops here and there. And he only had 3 touchdowns last season, but I really thought that he could take it to another level. But you know, ultimately we didn't get to see that. And he was injured last year as well, but I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future with Evan Engram. I think he is here to stay with the Giants. I don't think they're going to trade him, but we got to see him improve. I think. I don't think that the team should look at this Pro Bowl that went onto his resume and lie to themselves and say that he had this phenomenal Pro Bowl season. He got lucky to get into the Pro Bowl somehow, and we need to see him perform a lot better next season if we're going to give him a contract extension. Because right now, after a year like this, maybe this is just a down year and he can bounce back, but yeah, I probably wouldn't be too happy about giving him an extension after a season.
He's going to make $6 million. He's going from $2 million, making $2 million this year, to $6 million this year. He is not worth $6 million. I would be open to trading him and I don't know, signing or drafting Kyle Pitts. Even like Kyle Pitts is awesome. I freaking love him as a prospect. I would if they traded back a couple picks. There was a quarterback on the board. They traded back and landed Kyle Pitts. I'd be totally fine with it.
I think that he is worth $6 million. I don't think that's a crazy amount. And I think because of the athletic ability that he had that we talked about, it's so rare. His athletic traits are so rare. He's, probably the most athletic tight end in the NFL. I get it. But when I'm talking about he's not worth an extension because he's going to get paid $10, $11, $12 million whenever he gets his extension.
$10, $11, $12 million being accounted for 5 or 6 interceptions this year?
I'm telling you, a team is going to look at his athletic traits and they're going to pay him $10 million.
They're going to wish they never did it. They're going to wish they never did it. He's injury prone.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Right now, the Giants can't afford to just lie to themselves about that Pro Bowl year and give him an extension after the season. Because if they give him $10 million a year, Giants fans are going to riot in the streets of MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be mad, really bad. But there's a reason they haven't extended him. They picked up his 5th-year option because obviously they think he's worth $6 million. They're giving him one last opportunity to basically prove to them he can be their future at tight end. He knows the scheme, he knows the system. It would be ideal, but at this point after this season, I am not going for that unless he has a crazy doesn't drop any passes next year. He drops very very few and doesn't create any turnovers. But I don't see that issue going away. I think it's a lot of his technique is wrong, the way he catches the football. I think mentally. He's just lacking confidence. Hopefully
it's an issue he's had since college, though. The drops he's had since college, and he hasn't.
It's not going away. That's not going away.
It's not going away, and that we need to see improvement next year before we decide to extend them. That's really the point that we're making. Got to see something better.
Watch this video here is why people are still optimistic about him, why the management is still optimistic about him. The problem is he makes these plays and it happens to never work out in his favor.
Listen, rare athletic traits, rare things that tight ends in the NFL just cannot do. Tight ends in the NFL all around the league cannot make a catch like this. Evan Engram can make a catch like this. He makes it out of
He'll drop the
bounds, and
easy
it doesn't
ones.
count. And he drops the easy ones, but he can make a catch like this, and it's rare, which is why he will be expensive when he gets a contract extension, whether it's from the Giants or another team signs him a free agency. They will
That's
look
a
at a
sick
play like
catch.
this.
That is
They
a
will look at a
sick
play like
catch.
this. They will look like at a play like the one he made against Oakland, the one-handed catch that he had against Oakland in his rookie season, and they will say,
Yeah.
this guy is freakish. He's rare. If we can just get him to improve and hold in and be more consistent, he can be one of the best tight ends in the league. And I still believe that. I still think he has the potential to be one of the best tight ends in the league. He just can't get out of his
Look
own
at
way.
that.
And if he
It's a
doesn't
gorgeous
fix it by
catch.
next season, he'll never reach his potential. But yes, he has rare abilities and rare traits that allow him to make a catch like that. That is an insane catch. You know, it is out of bounds, but that was insane.
Mm-hmm. This is the Bengals. This is the fumble. This can't happen. It was a good play by the defender. I'll give him that, though. The thing is, like, even during the big performances, the big games, it's still there's still a hiccup. There's still a blemish on every performance. You know, in every game, there's something he does wrong. Like it's a good play by the defender. It happens in the NFL, but it happens too often to Evan Engram. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the reality. You can't give this up.
Yeah, it's difficult because, you know, good catch, and then he tries to fight for extra yardage, which you want to see. He can't get out of his own way. Somehow, some way, he just gets some bad luck, and it becomes a fumble. It's honestly, dude, I feel very bad for Evan Engram because he knows that he could have, you know, done a lot better this season. He absolutely has to know that, and he absolutely has to be cognizant of the fact that he was very unlucky in a lot of situations this year, and he just couldn't get out of his own way. It sucks. I feel bad for him, but let it add fuel to the fire for Evan Engram. Come back next year, prove all of the Giants fans that have soured on you wrong, and become that Pro Bowl tight end that you are. You know, be the Pro Bowl tight end. Actually fix the drops and stuff like that. That's, you know, just add fuel to the fire, and hopefully we can see him improve next season.
Yeah, I mean that would be the perfect case scenario, but we'll see if he does it.
Yeah. Well, also, you know, we could talk about the scheme and. All right, dude, we might have a fist fight.
I know you don't think this is his fault. I know you think that this is a bad throw, and it is not a great placed ball by Colt McCoy. But
it's
again,
the worst placed ball. This ball it's such a bad throw.
It should be to the outside. He throws it right towards the defender on the back shoulder. But again, like my concern here is like when it hits your hands, you need to you can't let this bounce off of you so easily. Like it
gets knocked out of his hands, dude. Okay, here's my thing. When this play happens, everybody on Giants Twitter just had to start, you know, bagging on Evan Engram because that's the trendy thing to do on Giants Twitter, right? Like, no names, I'm not going to throw out names, but there are people on Giants Twitter who literally live just to tweet about Evan Engram, and anytime he does something that might even look like it might be bad, trade Evan Engram, blah, blah, blah. They just got to go off on Evan Engram. This ball is right here. It gets knocked out of his hands by the defender. He's going like this. Do you see how unnatural this looks?
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be right here.
Yeah, but look at this angle. His hand was
low over here because he's expecting the ball to be here, and then he's like, oh, no. And he has to quickly try and meet the ball midair. Plus, he's getting hit through his back. So he's going – the ball is supposed to be low to the ground here. It's supposed to be one of these where you could scoop it underneath. This ball is so poorly placed. This is not Evan Engram's fault. No one's going to ever convince me that this is Evan Engram's fault. I don't care that it hit his hands because A, it got knocked out of his hands, and B, it only hit his hands because he made a good play on the ball. This ball should not have been there. It should have been low to the ground.
At the same look, yes, okay, I will agree with that because you're right. That ball is supposed to be lower to the ground and to his outside.
Yes.
But he does very often fail to adjust his body to throws. That's the one thing.
The thing is, he did adjust his body to this throw and got his hands on it, and then he got hit and it got knocked out of his hands. That's not his fault. He made the play. It's just a terrible throw. And this is where I get frustrated, dude, because I agree. Evan Engram did not play that well this year. But to give him crap for a play like this, that's just when Giants fans are being trendy and they're just bagging on him for no reason, dude. Like, you're taking it too far. That's not his fault. That's just how I feel about it.
That's fair. That's
fair. Yeah, I just think it's a popular thing to bag on Evan Engram, and I get it. You know, he's been a frustrating player this season, But sometimes it's just you take it too far. It's not his fault there, man. That was not his fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's a nice guy, right? Evan Engram is a good guy. He's a very nice guy, and he doesn't deserve all the hatred and like name calling that he gets on the internet. Like point blank period, he doesn't deserve that. He needs to play better. He absolutely needs to play better. But I remember this play in specific because this is the one that frustrates me the most. He got a lot of hate and a lot of name calling for that play, and it wasn't even his fault. So give him, when he makes a bad play and it is his fault, give him criticism. But when it's not his fault, it's not his fault, dude. Don't take your anger out on him. We ended up winning this game anyway, so everybody forgot about it. But I'm sure he went on Twitter and was probably all excited and happy, like, "Oh, dude, we just won this clutch game." And then he sees people calling him all these explicit words just because Colt McCoy threw him a bad pass earlier in the game.
This is a ball he should catch, in my opinion, though.
I agree. This is one I'll give him criticism for because he should catch this. He starts bobbling it before he gets hit here, and that's why. Because if he would have caught it and then it got hit out of him, he's bobbling it before he gets hit. So, see, he's already bobbling it and then he's hit. So from the go, it's a great defensive play as well, though. He kind of gets lit up from the back, but he probably should caught that one. I'll say I think his play improved as the season went on. It's just
it did
too late.
It did improve as it went on. Yeah, he dropped that. He dropped it. There are plays where he, like there are some mistakes in the second half of the season. The first half was absolutely brutal. The second half was better, but it wasn't significantly better. It was like a little better.
The problem is, dude, like I said, we set the bar very high for Evan Engram this year. He showed a lot last year before he got hurt. We were like, dude, if he can just stay healthy, he can have a huge 1,000-yard receiving season. He stayed healthy, and he just didn't even come close because I think personally a lot of it has to do with the scheme. I've said this a lot. I don't think that this is the mold that Evan Engram fits to work underneath and run these hook routes and these curls. I don't think that's Evan Engram's strength, but this is – oh, yeah, that ball was right in his grasp. There's no way he should have dropped that. I'll agree with that one. Yeah, I just don't think he's the biggest scheme fit for the Jason Garrett offense, but I do think, his role will expand next season, and hopefully they'll be able to iron some of this stuff out because, like I said, man, he's got all the athletic talent in the world. Yeah, another one that he probably should have had, dude.
Oh, he definitely should have had this one. Definitely.
I got to see the second angle. I don't remember this one as well.
It was a great throw from Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that is a really good throw. Okay, absolutely. The ball is on his gut. He should have caught that, yes.
I mean, his knee is on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't drop that. Like this is what I'm saying now. Like even when he does get the good throws in the perfect location, he still drops it. It's like, and like it just the consistency.
He can't get out of his own way.
He can't get out. Like he makes the crazy plays. That's the polarizing nature of him. He'll make the crazy plays, but then he will drop ones that are in the breadbasket. You can't. Right. Daniel Jones couldn't have put this ball in a better place, and it's a good play by the defender to get it out, but he just doesn't have strong hands. Like he doesn't have. I don't know what it is.
That's right, dude. Because we've seen him make plays that I've never even imagined a tight end could make, and then we've seen him make plays that I've imagined that I could make. And I don't play in the NFL, but I can make some of these catches
too. This is so annoying. Like this is a ball that you have to catch in the biggest moment. Week 17, your playoff season's on the line. You need to make plays, and he comes up and does this. This is why I love Devonta Smith because he shows up in big games. Like that's what I love a lot about his film. Like the national championship game, he completely crushed it. And like there are players that show up in big contests. Evan Engram does not show up in big games. That first game against the Eagles that we needed to win, the drop pass, and this one right here, the freaking a drop pass that turns into an interception. Like this ball, this needs to be caught.
I agree. That's a catchable pass. He should have caught that one. But dude, you are like in love with Devonta Smith.
I love Devonta Smith, but look at this. You can't drop that, bro.
Did that hit him in the head? Looks like it hit his head. Yeah, he should have caught this one. I'll keep saying it, dude.
It went through his hands. No, it just went right through his hands.
Together. Yeah,
it just went right through his hands. Like, watch, right there. That's a perfect look. Right through his hands.
It's a good throw too. It's a really good throw. It's exactly where
perfect throw. It's away from coverage. The guy hasn't even touched him yet. This needs to be intensive instead of it's an interception, and that's why the Giants lose games because they make dumb plays like that. They make mistakes. that you can't make in the biggest level. And there was a couple of plays in this. This is the second one where it's a drop or something. It's just it comes up over and over and over again. And I'm tired of seeing it. He's got to get rid of these issues. Otherwise, you can't drop that. You can't drop these passes,
man.
You
can't drop that one. You definitely can't.
He's upset. You can tell he's visibly and physically upset with himself. You can see, I feel bad for him.
Here's the thing with Engram, dude. You can tell from his body language that he loses confidence when he makes a bad play. And that isn't good, because that's what causes him to make more bad plays. Because, okay, yes, that is a clear-cut drop. There's no way around that. The first one, you could have given him maybe a little bit of flack, but he knew he should have caught the first one. And then it got in his head, I can't drop another pass. It's so bad. I can't do it. So then he gets a wide open opportunity, and all that's in his head is, you better catch this. You better catch this. And it prevents him from catching it. He scares himself. He loses his confidence, and he gets on he just can't get out of his own way. I've said it 100 times now. I'm going to keep saying it. He just, a lot of it's a mental thing. He loses his confidence sometimes. And
if he catches these passes and he converts them, and this isn't an issue. This isn't a problem that we have to talk about all the time. The Giants are a way better team because he gets separation. He has the speed, the physicality, he has the athleticism. He's the only guy on this team from last year that actually was he can get open. He can get open. He can offer Daniel Jones an outlet, a good read. But when you're dropping passes, DJ loses trust in him too. Think about how that affects everybody else. Look at Wayne Gallman looking at him right here. He's like, yeah, first down. Psych, right through my hands. Everybody sees those things. The team feels those drops. Daniel Jones feels those drops. He doesn't trust Evan Engram. Everybody else don't trust Evan Engram. It's the clutch. It's the clutch.
Evan Engram feels those drops more than anybody. He holds himself accountable. It hurts him. You can see how it hurts him, bro. I feel very bad for him because he is talented. He is athletic, all those things, and he should be a good player.
He's a hard worker.
He is a hard worker, and he's a good guy off the field, and he does a lot in his community. Does a lot for fans, and he's always very kind and respectful to fans. He just can't get out of his own way, and it's really disheartening to see because it's like seeing somebody so talented and having so much potential just wasted. It's wasted.
Not realizing.
He's just not putting it together, and he's not realizing his potential. And that's why I really hope and pray, dude, the next season he's able to finally have that breakout year, stay healthy like he did this year, but also just catch these passes and change the narrative. I want him to fix this and change the narrative. I want to see this guy succeed. He's wearing Giants blue, so anybody who wears Giants blue, I want to see succeed. But Evan Engram, this is a great story if he's able to turn it around. He struggled, the whole fan base turned against him. Come back next year, fix these problems, change the narrative, and become our tight end that we can all put our faith into, our trust into. That's what I want to see from him. I'm not sure if they trade him, whatever. We'll have that discussion another day. But I want to see him succeed for the Giants because I really do think his ceiling is just so high. I think he has so much potential, especially with his athleticism, ability to make those one-handed amazing catches. He just has to put it all together and realize it. And I think he can be a really dangerous weapon on the Giants offense if he's able to fix these flaws.
He is a dangerous weapon. That's the annoying part. I totally agree with you. He could be an actual Pro Bowl level talent. He has the potential and the ability. He just lacks the confidence. And honestly, we see him make these crazy catches, do all these crazy things. And I just think it's all mental for him. I really just don't think he has the confidence to be a great NFL player, to be a great tight end for the Giants. That's where he's lacking. It's just the mental aspect of it. I think next season, getting a couple weapons back, getting Saquon back, getting another receiver to help Evan Engram kind of get open more and match him up against linebackers is going to help his psyche because it'll take a lot of pressure off of him. You know what I mean? I felt like he was taking on a lot of pressure because the Giants didn't have so much talent to work with after Saquon went down, and I think it got to him just compounding of the bad mistakes and stuff. It just got more and more and more present in his mind. So I think that was the major issue. But also the scheme too. You mentioned, Jason Garrett's scheme was garbage at times, and I think that really helped. That really hurt him. So that's pretty much it for this Evan Engram video. You guys got to see it firsthand. There's a lot of mistakes. There's a lot to hate. He single-handedly lost us, missed the playoffs for us. Obviously, this is a team sport, so the team in general could have played a lot better. So I'm not blaming him at all for missing the playoffs, but I will say he was a big contributor in missing the playoffs and in this offense hurting. But then you have to also say, he made a lot of big plays for us. He made some of those big man coverage catches downfield. Like, he also was a contributor in the wins. So whether they even out or not, I don't know. That's up to you. You guys can decide. But overall, pretty tough to watch this right before the weekend. Anthony, I assume you would agree.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this might have been a slightly more negative video, but really, the way that we've been talking about it, we're putting our positive spin on it because there is positives to draw from Evan Engram. He is extremely talented, and if he can turn things around, he can be a dangerous force. And we've said that throughout this video, and we've said that we are big fans of Evan Engram, and we want to see him improve and stuff. And I think at least that he gets sometimes far too much criticism, more than he deserves. But yeah, I agree, dude. There were a lot of plays that he could have made that really could have helped propel us into the playoff spot, and he just came up short. He couldn't get out of his own way, and it was a frustrating, disappointing season from him. I really thought that he could be a really good player for us this year. Clearly, the notion around the league, the perception around the league must be that he is very talented and had a good season because he made the Pro Bowl, and a lot of that has to do with fan voting and voting within league members, like the players and coaches. So clearly, the outside perception is a lot stronger than it is from actual Giants fans itself. But, overall, it's just I want to see him improve next year. I think that he will. I think that he's going to look back on this, hit the jugs machine, work on his hands, and just start to get better. And, I have confidence that Evan Engram can turn this around. I want to see him improve and really just become a dominant force on the Giants offense because I think that's his potential, and I want to see him realize it.
Yeah, so, with Evan Engram, I do completely agree with you. I think for the most part, he has the potential, has the athletic ability, has all the tangible traits and the intangibles too. He is a great guy to have in the locker room. Everyone's rooting for him. We don't want players for the Giants to be bad. We don't want them to make mistakes like that. We want them to be the best they can possibly be. So hopefully, he shakes off this season, forgets about it, moves on, and really gets rid of those drops, works on his fundamentals, like Anthony said, stands in front of the jug machine for 4 hours straight every day. Hopefully that will get it done. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty tough to watch right before the weekend, obviously. But we wanted to give it some justice because it was a big factor in this season. And, we really support, Evan Engram and everything that he's trying to do to get better. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. The support on the YouTube channel and everything has been phenomenal. And we will catch you guys on the next one.